Hershey Park, one of the East Coast's premier amusement parks, is located in Hershey, Pennsylvania, just over 2 hours north of Washington, D.C., less than 2 hours west of Philadelphia, and just under 3 hours from New York City. This park is truly a gem. It has great theming, an excellent roller coaster lineup, some good flat rides, and incredible food options. This is our full park review and what you can expect when you come here, as well as some pro tips so you can get the most out of your days. Before we go any further, please like this video and subscribe as it greatly helps the channel, and turn on notifications to never miss a video. Hershey Park is centrally located as it is right off of three major interstates, I-78, I-76, and I-83. Once you get off the interstate, you will enter Hershey, Pennsylvania, which is well planned and beautifully landscaped. There is even a Hershey landscaping on Route 422 if you're coming from the east past Harrisburg. And once in Hershey, you will see signs for various Hershey attractions, including the theme park itself, Hershey's Chocolate World, and the giant arena located nearby. After you've parked in one of Hershey Park's many parking lots, you will get a great view of the park's skyline, including its three marquee coasters, Wildcat's Revenge, Sky Rush, and Candemonium. You might even see Candemonium operating, which offers a great primer for your day at the park. From the parking lot, you will walk along a tree-lined path past Hershey's Chocolate World and to the front plaza. While the park does have a tram, it's completely up to you to decide whether you use it. On our most recent visit, we did not use the tram because the walk really wasn't that bad, but it's still a great option for those parked further back in the parking lots and for those who are tired from a long day. Walking up into Hershey Park, you see this massive front entrance plaza, as this is the centerpiece of the park and the new front gate, and this is actually the result of the park's 2020 expansion, Chocolate Town. This entrance experience offers incredible views of some of the new shops, as well as Candemonium and the Kisses Fountain. And once in the park, you will access the rest of it by going left towards Candemonium, Sky Rush, and the Comet. The rides at Hershey Park. Hershey Park has one of, if not the best coaster lineups in the country. Marquee coasters include Sky Rush, Candemonium, and Wildcat's Revenge. And there are great supporting coasters like Great Bear, a nice Bolliger and Mabillard invert, Storm Runner, an Intamin hydraulic launch coaster, and Fahrenheit, Intamin's take on a Gerstlauer Eurofighter, and one of only two like it. There is also a dark ride called Reese's Cup Fusion, as well as some typical flat rides like the Hershey's Triple Towers and S&S Space Shot Tower and Turbo Drop, and a Scrambler. And while there are children's and families rides at Hershey Park is really all about the roller coasters. Mind that some rides require you to put your things in a locker, primarily Wildcat's Revenge and Candemonium. These lockers, especially on Wildcat's Revenge, are essentially free. We only paid for a locker at the very beginning of our last visit when we were at Candemonium because we wanted to keep our stuff in one spot and wanted to go about the park without having to stop and check our bag or move it from place to place. And that really helped us make the most of our day. And you can do the same. It's going to cost you some money for you to keep it past like 2 hours, but it is worth it from the context of trying to hit as many attractions as you can without having to stop for a locker. And this is a little bit different on Wildcat's Revenge, as there are the universal style dual-sided ride lockers in the queue, which allow guests to have their things with them in line right until they board the ride. But generally, you can enjoy Hershey Park without ever having to get a locker, as there are on-ride bins on some of the additional marquee attractions like Sky Rush. In addition to the dry park and the water park, Hershey Park is not short of great food options. While it has its chain options like Chick-fil-A and Chickies and Pete's, definitely try their crab fries. They are out of this world. It has some traditional amusement park options like chicken tenders and burgers. Our personal favorite options are the signature grilled cheeses and the chicken and waffle sliders, which you can get at the front of the park at Milton's Chocolate Parlor. There is also a great barbecue place right next to the park's Arrow Mine Train Trailblazer. This place smelled so amazing when we were walking past it towards Fahrenheit and Wildcat's Revenge. And for those who want a longer dining experience, there's even a full sit down restaurant called the Chocolatier. But check for availability and make a reservation for if that's the option you want to go with, as it is typically packed for days at a time. So just plan accordingly if you want to go there. Because of its centralized location to Washington, D.C., New York City, and Philadelphia, Hershey Park does get crowded, especially starting in the afternoon. During our most recent visit, the front of the park was absolutely packed with a lot of people coming in. In fact, in the middle of the park, the food lines were just as long as the ride lines. So, as a pro tip, if you've rope dropped the park, you can avoid most of these food lines in the middle of the park by walking back towards Chocolate Town at the front. There, you can go to either the Chocolatier if you have a reservation, or Milton's Ice Cream Parlor, where you will find much shorter lines. In fact, this pro tip will cut your wait times almost in half. In fact, we went to Milton's around 1 o'clock and literally had the place to ourselves. Even after the lunch rush, the park will most likely stay crowded until sunset. In fact, the two longest lines in terms of wait time that we waited in on our most recent visit were Great Bear and Laugh Track. Each took about 90 minutes to get through. So, as another pro tip, try to hit some of the coasters that get the longest lines in terms of wait in the morning. So, that includes Fahrenheit, Laugh Track, and Great Bear. Maybe you could get Candemonium first thing in the morning. You can do a preview to get a ride and then focus on everything else. This will allow you to hit more rides, and if you have a favorite, it will allow you to focus on your favorite for the rest of the trip. But as a precautionary note, some coasters, mainly Skyrush, have longer lines primarily because of the operations and the fact that they run one train. In fact, we encountered this issue with Skyrush on Labor Day weekend, as the other coasters were running at least two trains at peak hours. Candemonium and Wildcat's Revenge were running three trains. Skyrush only had one train, so just keep that in mind when you go there, that Skyrush might be on one train. So if you want to lap that, you will have a little bit of a harder time consistently lapping that within a reasonable amount of time. So just keep that in mind. And Hershey Park also has two seasonal events. Their Dark Nights event, which takes place in October, and their Holiday in the Park event, which takes place around Christmas time. While we do not go in depth on these two events in this video, we do have separate videos giving our review on each of these events, which you can access by clicking in the description below. So all in all, Hershey Park is definitely worth a full day visit. There is so much to do at this park, especially if you like roller coasters. They have a world-class lineup. It's also beautifully landscaped and it smells amazing. Again, that barbecue place right near Trailblazer smells amazing around 11 o'clock in the morning when they start preparing the food. It's incredible. And one benefit to Hershey Park is it has a long operating season. It starts in the beginning of April and continues all the way to the end of the year, with their last day being January 1st of the following year. So let us know in the comments if you've been to Hershey Park, and if so, what did you think about it? Also, stay tuned for more park reviews from Coaster Adventures, and we'll see you in the next one.